Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Laura, aka PURPLEXEDQT, PURPLEXEDTC, either way. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We cover everything from true crime to drama to cancer to everything in between. But most importantly, if you want to show your support, go ahead over to energycandles.com, order your candles today, and you won't be disappointed. With that said, I just ate something, so my stomach's a little growling. Tonight, we're going to discuss, oh my God, Firefly. Seriously? Like, seriously? You missed the whole fucking point. The entire fucking point. I didn't do anything to my little girl. Okay? So let's stop right there. I stand by what I did. And if you don't like that, bye-bye. See ya. Sayonara. Have a good night. Okay? Bye-bye. You don't need to be here. Anyway. Do we call what live?
Calling San Diego Safari Park.
Why am I calling San Diego Zoo? Oh, because Firefly is a zoo. So Siri told me that whatchamacallit? Siri told me that they're from the zoo. Makes perfect sense. Don't care, Spitfire. This is true crime now. Okay. Now, let's get into this. Well, let me close this out. All right. I'm just laughing at how it was so predictable. Of course. All right. Hold on. Now, where did my... Oh, here it is. Oh, no, that's not what I was looking for. Where the hell's the video? I had this all prepared. Now it's gone. Oh, I know where it is. Hold on. Okay. Now, I don't need to get into who this person is, who the case is, what case this is about. This is about Madeline Soto. She was a 13-year-old girl who was murdered, abused, assaulted by what we believe is the stepfather or the mom's boyfriend. Nancy Grace did a show the other night stating that a single mom, boyfriend, a single mom's boyfriend is 11 times more likely to be SA'd by the mother's boyfriend. That's a high statistic, like a seriously high statistic. So a lot of people are confused about the mom. And a lot of people don't know if the mom is involved. They think maybe the mom knew, which is the easiest way to think. But if you really look at most cases of SA by a stepdad, mom is clueless. She really doesn't know. What do I think about this case? I don't know. Maybe I kind of want to give people the benefit of the doubt that there's no way the mom could possibly do this to her own daughter. But it happens every day. Moms, a lot of times, will look the other way. Predators do target single moms. So let's watch some of the interview with the mom. Hold on. That's it. All right.
The 13-year-old Madeline Soto. Why prosecutors are now calling for an investigation into this local sheriff, and how the story Madeline's mother provided law enforcement doesn't line up with what investigators know.
We spoke one-on-one with Jennifer Soto last Tuesday. Good afternoon. I'm Darlene Jones.
And I'm Greg Wormuth. At that point, her daughter Madeline had been missing for one day. She told us that Stephen Stearns, her boyfriend and now the prime suspect in Madeline's death, had taken the teenager to school. She said the last conversation she had with the 13-year-old was the night before. But this report we got a hold of today shows she told deputies she saw her daughter the morning of her disappearance. Channel 9 investigative reporter Shannon Butler has been digging into the details of this case. She joins us live in studio. And Shannon, that's not the only thing you noticed in this new report.
Greg, no one has been charged in Madeline Soto's death, but we do know investigators are looking into who knew what and when. And some of that means looking at those initial interviews of the couple and the ones later on. Sources tell me the statements about the timeline are not consistent. Jennifer Soto told us last week that the last conversation she had with her daughter was about her 13th birthday party the night before Maddie disappeared.
Thank you, Denise.
I told her goodnight, and yeah, that was it.
But according to documents, Sunday night was not the last time Soto saw Maddie. New documents show that Maddie's mom told deputies on February 26th that she saw her daughter getting dressed for school at 8 o'clock that morning, and that her boyfriend then took the teen to school. But since that initial report was taken, we learned from the Orange County Sheriff that Maddie was likely dead earlier than that.
Our detectives have determined that Madeline was never dropped off. Instead, we believe she was already dead at the time, and that Stephen Stearns moved her body in the early morning hours on that day.
Channel 9 has been going through statements from Stephen Stearns and Soto trying to piece together what happened in the last few hours of the little girl's life, starting with our interview of the couple. Her mom told us last week,
We dropped her off at school, close to school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way.
but in that same interview, then said,
I wasn't the one who took her to school in the morning. That was my partner. But yeah.
detectives believe Maddie was likely dead early Monday morning because a video timeline shows Maddie's belongings being dumped in a dumpster at 7:35 by Stearns. At 8:19, Sheriff Mina said video shows Maddie in Stearns' vehicle, believed.
Okay, wait a second. They were both with her? Here I'm confused. How are they both with her? I didn't realize, I haven't watched this yet, but they both dropped her off. So then the mom had to know, right?
To be deceased. Since then, the case has moved to Kissimmee Police, and sources tell us that Soto has been interviewed.
No, she just said they both were. Listen. That's what I thought too, Lindsay, but listen.
Monday morning because a video timeline shows Maddie's belongings being dumped in a dumpster at 7:35 by Stearns. At 8:19, Sheriff Mina said video shows Maddie in Stearns' vehicle believed to be deceased. Since then, the case has moved to Kissimmee Police, and sources tell us that Soto has been interviewed multiple times by detectives at 2 agencies and that they are looking closely at all the statements she's made. But officially, Kissimmee Police won't comment. So this initial report also shows that Stearns told investigators that after Maddie got out of his car, she stopped to look in that book bag before he drove away. That same book bag was found actually in the dumpster. After her death, he then said he went home for about an hour after going to the vape store and running errands. He was home that day until 2:30. Detectives say a tip showed him changing a flat tire not far from where the little girl's body was found that afternoon.
All right, Shannon, it is starting to piece together. Thank you. We also spoke to suspect Stephen Stearns.
Stearns and Soto trying to piece together what happened in the last few hours of the little girl's life, starting with our interview of the couple. Her mom told us last week.
We dropped her off at school, close to school.
We dropped her off at school. And she wanted to walk some of the way. We dropped her off at school.
She wanted to walk the rest of the way.
But in that same interview, then said,
I wasn't the one who took her to school in the morning. That was my partner. But yeah.
Detectives believe Maddie was likely dead early Monday morning.
Yeah, and then said I wasn't the one that took her to school. SS Stephen dropped her off, but in the beginning of the interview says we, but then clarifies it was her part. Yeah, I know he's the only one on camera, but she did say we.
Because a video timeline shows Maddie's belongings being dumped in a dumpster at 7:35 by Stearns. At 8:19, Sheriff Mina said video shows Maddie in Stearns' vehicle believed to be deceased. Since then, the case has moved to Kissimmee Police, and sources tell us that Soto has been interviewed multiple times by detectives at 2 agencies and that they are looking closely at all the statements she's made. But officially, Kissimmee.
Nice fake fucking tears on this dude. Like, for real. What a bunch of fake ass tears. Jen told the police last time she saw Maddie was 8 a.m. and she was getting ready for school, but told the news station last time. Yeah, it was the night before. Where's the other video, Lindsay?
Disappearance.
She was asleep for most of the way. Told her have a good day at school when she got out. I love her. She said thanks, love you too. That was it.
Again, law enforcement believes Stearns never drove Madeline to school and that she was already dead that morning.
Greg, also breaking this afternoon, the state attorney's office says it's asking the Florida Department of Law Enforcement to investigate how and why a photo that appeared to be a body in the woods was posted to the Osceola County Sheriff's personal Instagram page. The photo was posted less than 24 hours after investigators found Madeline Soto's body. Sheriff Marcos Lopez, you see here, said he accidentally posted the image when sharing a post of himself visiting a senior citizens area. The sheriff's office has not said why the sheriff had the photo or who took it. Developments continue to come out in this tragic story in our community. For Eyewitness News at
I have not seen the photo, but I heard it was not that bad. But I have yet to see it. I think she knew her daughter was being. I believe that. Is scripted. Oh, I believe that too, Buster Can. I absolutely think that too. But where is because before I play the other video I'm going to play, she probably did. Why would she say the child wanted to go live in the woods? Yeah, that I heard a couple of nights ago. It's very strange that somebody would say that they want to live in the woods. I could see like going to live with a friend. I could see going to live, with someone else, but I want to go live in the woods by myself is extremely odd for a 13-year-old. Extremely odd. Is it the timeline? That one? From 4 days ago? Or 12 hours ago? It says full interview. All right. I don't see anything that says full interview. So if you can get me the exact name. Sheriff apologizes. Next steps. Memorials. Stephen. Yeah, I don't see any full interview. You put it in Discord. All right. Where? All right, got it. Oh. Okay, now keep in mind this was when Maddie was still missing. This is when Maddie was Lindsay, you totally put it in the right place. But this is when she was still missing. This is from the 29th of February. Living in the woods was text conversation between Maddie and a friend about what she would do if we went to war. Okay, still strange. Because the woods would be the last place you wanted to be in a war.
Well, Monday morning, we took her to school. We dropped her off close to school, across the street from a church, which is it's right next to the school. She crossed the street and walked to school, what we thought walked to school. My boyfriend who drove her to school drove away at that point.
Okay, so let's examine this. She says we brought her to school, very close to the school. We watched her get out of the car and walk across the street. Then she says, it's my boyfriend. He watched her and she walked. So if anyone wants to write it down, boom, there's 0.1 discrepancy.
It was seen on video footage that she hung out in the parking lot of the church for a few minutes and then got up and walked towards the school. but she never made it that walk and that was around 9 a.m. when she got up.
Did she or did she not say we watched her walk across the street? Exactly, Lindsay. They watched her walk across the street. She just said that.
She never made it to school after that. It's right next to the school. I don't know why she didn't make it. I don't know if something happened on her walk along the way or if she got taken, but she never made it.
And that was the last anyone's seen of her or heard from her?
Yes. I went to pick her up after school, and she wasn't there. So I started driving around, maybe thinking she took a walk. Maybe she decided to walk to my mom's office, which is pretty close to the school as well. Drove around and I didn't see anything. I drove back to the school. The school was closed. I emailed one of her teachers. They confirmed that she was absent all day. At that point is when I called 911 because I realized something was truly wrong.
Have you heard from like any of her friends? Has she been active on any social media?
She hasn't been active on social media, none of her chats, none of her games. We did contact all her friends. None of them had seen her Monday or heard from her. Yeah, there's no update.
And I have to ask this, and I know I hate doing it, but is she the type that would run away? Has this happened in the past or anything? Has she ever threatened to run away?
Never. She's never ever mentioned anything like this before, and she's not the type to want to do this. She did accidentally leave her phone on Monday.
She just happened to leave her phone home. No 13-year-old leaves their phone home. And if they do, they turn back around and they get it.
Which is kind of normal for her. She's got ADHD and very forgetful. So she left her phone at home, so there's no way to trace her. They tried tracing her school laptop, but that's off, so it's not.
Oh, the mother? I thought you meant her.
Not pinging to anything.
Jen, what is your fear? I know you mentioned she's on games and stuff. Do you think she could have like met somebody and tried to meet up with them?
She's open to us. She's open with us about, if she's got a crush with anyone, and she told us she had a crush on someone at school. And I looked at their messages, nothing was weird. I looked at all of her messages, all of her deleted messages. Nothing seemed weird. It didn't seem like she was talking to anyone. So I don't feel like that's the case. I feel like she may have been taken, because this
She is awfully calm for someone with a missing child.
is not like her at all to just disappear and not tell us, not let us know where she's going or who she's with. Yeah.
What are you getting from law enforcement? Are they actively searching for her? I mean, what happens now? I mean, especially that she doesn't have her phone with her.
So as far as I know, they're conducting a search around the school. Behind the school, there's a Shingle Creek. There's a wooded path area that you could walk. It's a hiking path. They are going back there with their canine dogs. They've taken a piece of her clothing to see if they can trace her scent. They're also taking their own vehicles. I'm not sure what type of vehicles, but they're going into the woods to search for her. But I don't feel like that's going to find anything right now. We've had people all day on that trail sending us photos to see if any.
Okay, let me point out mothers that absolutely are mothers that are absolutely like don't know what happened to their daughter wouldn't say I don't think they're going to find anything. They're going to say I hope they find something. I just hope they find something. And yeah, you're right, Lindsay.
Anything there looks familiar and like her personal belongings, and nothing is hers. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure where to go from here. I'm just contacting the news to get the word out, to get some help, because I'm desperate. I'm a wreck right now.
So you think that she's been taken against her will?
I do think so, yes.
As a mom, what's your mother's intuition telling you right now?
I'm trying to hope for the best, but I'm scared for her. I want her to be okay, and I want her to be safe. I don't want her to come back harmed.
All right, I'm watching this on a 49-inch monitor. There is not one wet tear.
I just want her back, whatever that means. I just want her back.
Are you getting any updates from law enforcement? I mean,
The mother has eye makeup on. Not a lot, but she has some eye makeup on. I do see some black. She allegedly just rubbed her eyes and didn't smear a thing. There's absolutely no tears coming from this woman's eyes.
yes, they're searching that small area, but have they gotten any hits on any scent or anything like that?
They haven't let me know anything. They haven't updated me since I spoke to them this morning. I've contacted them to get some information or to give them some leads, but I've heard nothing back.
And Jen, there's no way that she just being, a teenager was like, maybe had a fight with you or an argument with you and was like, you know what, I'm going to go hang out at so-and-so's house and teach her a lesson. Could that be a scenario?
I don't believe so. We actually haven't gotten into a fight in like a few weeks, or arguments or anything like that. If anything, on Sunday, she celebrated her 13th birthday with my entire family, and she had the best day. She was so happy. She showed us all her gifts. She's just a happy girl, and she showed it on Sunday night when she went to bed. She was so happy. So, she had the best day. I just, there was no moment in that evening from when she got home from the party that she had her phone or had the laptop. She went straight to getting ready and went to bed. So I know she didn't have any conversations with anyone. She didn't make plans with anyone. I didn't see any of that.
She's spent the whole Sunday celebrating her 13th birthday. Was her 13th birthday on that Sunday, or that was just like the time you guys were celebrating?
That was the time we were celebrating. Her birthday was on Thursday, the 22nd.
Okay,
She just turned 13.
But that's just so heartbreaking to be celebrating her 13th birthday, and then the very next day, that's
gone.
the last you've seen of her.
Yeah.
I mean, where do you go now? Are you gonna go out there and search or look, or what is are you sticking by the phone? Are you what are you doing?
I'm staying at home, staying by the phone, hoping she just appears. I know my entire family is out looking. They've all spread a bunch of flyers. I've had people contact me that they've gone to the international airport to spread flyers, to Amtrak, to Greyhound, just any way that if someone's taken her and they're trying to take her, just to show her face, just to make sure, she's not being taken against her will.
And you mentioned ADHD. Was there anything else maybe mentally going on, or that you knew of?
She does suffer from anxiety, and once upon a time she was diagnosed with autism. We had her what's the word?
Screened, maybe?
Reevaluated.
Okay.
We had her reevaluated a few months ago, actually, and they told us no, she didn't have autism, but she did have some autistic traits. She did have ADHD, some autistic traits, but not autism. So I'm not sure where to leave with that, because one doctor said she did, and one doctor saying she.
Just to clarify, many children with autism get mistaken for ADHD. I just want to make that clear. I do know that for a fact.
She doesn't, and I don't know. She's just in the middle, I guess. Because she does have some tendencies, but socially she's pretty great. So I'm not sure.
And with the video that you were able to see whenever your boyfriend dropped her off, where was that? Which video? Was that a surveillance camera?
It was a surveillance camera from the church, Peace Church, right next to Hunters Creek Middle School.
And do you have that video?
I don't have that. They didn't show me. They wouldn't show me. It was actually my sister was the one at location, and they were letting her know what they saw on camera.
Okay.
But they didn't show it to any of us.
Got it. Okay. Jen, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Please, 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 if you have any information, contact me, contact law enforcement. Any information helps. Maddie, if you see this, please come home. Please be safe. I love you very much. If you have my Maddie, please just let her come home. We just want her home.
Speaking of kids knowing addresses, kind of funny. But when Dayton was young, I think we moved to Florida when he was like 6. I think he was like 6. And when we moved, he's like, oh my God, I just learned our other address. And now you guys change it again. Now I got to learn another address. It was pretty funny. All right, there's more. Oh, no, it's different. All right. Now let's see. I want to get into Vinnie Paultano. Can you imagine sitting at home my whole? I know. I don't understand that either. Unless the cops told her to stay home. That's the only thing I could think of. But I don't see why the cops would do that either. All right, so we know he's accused of child P. He invoked his right to an attorney and declined to speak further. I don't really want to go through stuff you guys have already seen, heard, gone through. Let me go. Vinny, where'd you go? Hang on. I don't see how she doesn't know her address. I just don't. Thank you, Busted. Wait, which ones did I play? Did I play both those? Thanks, Eva Queen. Busted, did I play both of those? I played the first one. All right. Okay. All right, so here's the second interview.
So the first question is if I can have your last name and spell them both out for me.
Okay. Jennifer Soto, JENNIFER SOTO.
Mother. Jennifer, tell me how you feeling right now.
I feel like I can't breathe. All I keep thinking about is, where is she? Is she safe? Is she okay? But we're all a wreck. My entire family is a mess. We're just so worried.
When did you first realize, or when did you file a missing report?
We filed a missing report. We called the police at like 4:45 yesterday, 4:45 p.m. But she actually went missing early that morning, around between 8:45 and 9 o'clock in the morning. She went missing. We had dropped her off close to the school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way. Sorry.
What is that they're playing?
That should be it. Sorry about that. We dropped her off at school, close to school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way. I'm not sure what I'm allowed to share.
You share whatever you feel comfortable sharing. I know you had conversations with detectives. Not sure what that conversation is, but whatever you feel comfortable sharing, that will put the awareness out there.
Yeah, she was spotted walking by the church, by the middle school, on the cameras. They saw her hang out in the parking lot for a little bit and then get up and leave. They didn't see a vehicle or anything else. They just saw her walk away around 9 a.m. heading towards the school, but she never made it.
What has the school said? Have you given in contact with the school?
Yes, that they're doing everything they can. They've given me all their resources. The principals called me. They've looked at their cameras. I don't think they've caught anything on the cameras is too far away from the sidewalk. Everything is too grainy, so they can't see specific faces. But they've looked. I'm just waiting to hear anything else from them.
Is this normal behavior?
Not
to
at all.
Just not show up or call or text or anything?
Not at all, no. She, from time to time, she will leave her cell phone at home accidentally, and that's actually what happened yesterday. She left her phone at home. She went to school. But that happens from time to time. She's got ADHD, her memory. She's very forgetful. So yeah, there's no way to track her right now because the detectives don't have her phone. But this isn't normal behavior now.
What was the last thing, I guess, the conversation that you two had, you and your daughter?
We spoke about her birthday party. She had a birthday party on Sunday. She had a great time. I couldn't make it because I was working, but she had an amazing time. She was so happy with all her gifts. I told her good night, and yeah, that was it. I wasn't the one who took her to school in the morning. That was my partner. Yeah.
Does any of these news reporters call her out on her lies, or they all just let her lie? Because this is like the third one I've heard that they just let her lie and don't call her out on it. And I can't understand why they're not calling her out.
13?
She's 13 years old. Yes.
13, Madeline. What are you thinking right now?
In my heart, I feel like somebody took her. This isn't like her to just pick up and run away, or just not go to school. I don't know what to think.
Friends, the friends' parents, you've contacted and went through
Everyone.
every single person?
Everyone that we know that she knows, we've contacted them all, reached out to them. The parents have gone out to search and look for her as well. And we haven't come up with anything yet.
I've seen a lot of posts on Facebook, Hunters Creek rants and raves and what have you. Did people say that they were going to conduct some type of like?
Yeah, from what I gather, this interview was done the day after she went missing. Like if she went missing on a Monday, this was like Tuesday.
Search party or anything?
A lot of people have asked me to volunteer, like if there is one, if they can do one. I have people passing out flyers, going to every store in that vicinity, gas station, church. I think people were being stopped in the street this morning in front of the school to see if they've seen anything, if they've heard anything. My family they're going all out right now. Yeah.
I know as a mother, a lot is going on in your brain.
So much
to bring her back home. What have the law enforcement told you that you are able to share?
I mean, that they're doing the best they can. They've had detectives come out, interview us. They took a piece of her clothing for the canine dog to see if they can sniff her out. I'm not sure when that's being done.
Do you have any inkling where she possibly could be? Like if you would say, okay, last time I went to work and came back, she was at Jane's house or Sabrina's house, and maybe I forgot to check that house, or she played at this park one week and maybe she went back there or something like that.
We've looked everywhere we could have thought, and anywhere she would have been. She would have known to wait for me at the school. But we did check if she could have walked. My mom's office is close to the school. We checked there. We checked the walking paths that she could have taken. We've checked all of her friend's house. I think we've checked everywhere I could think of, honestly.
What do you think? Oh gosh, I just had it tip of my tongue. What was she wearing?
She was last seen wearing a green hoodie, black shorts, white Crocs, a black JanSport backpack with gray hibiscus flowers on it.
Let me just tell you, if you ask me what my kids are wearing right now, I couldn't tell you. If you ask me what Sage was wearing yesterday, I could not tell you. You asked me and Phoenix had to run some errands today. I could not tell you what he was wearing. And she knows every detail, including socks. I call bullshit.
And you said this is not like her.
Not at all.
To run away, an argument, anything like that to provoke her?
She's never done anything like this, no. And we haven't had any arguments recently to have this outcome.
What school?
Hunters Creek Middle School.
Tom, any questions?
No.
Is there anything that you think our viewers would need to know about the way you're feeling, the way the family's feeling, Madeline?
We are desperate for any answers, anything that you could do to help. I'm here for it. Just please, if you see my daughter, just please bring her home. I just hope you're okay, Maddie. I hope you're safe. I hope you're not hurt. just hope she's okay.
When did you notice that she was missing? Because this was at the beginning of the morning.
She got dropped off in the morning. We did not notice until after school pickup at 4 o'clock when I went to go pick her up, and she wasn't at school.
So we're going in 24 hours now.
Yeah.
Just about.
Yeah.
Nothing.
No word, no text message, no messages anywhere from her. I've looked at all her social medias. I've looked at all her games she could have played with, any app. No weird conversations. Nothing strange. Everything was conversations with just normal friends or us.
She knows how to get home by herself, as if, like, let's just say, take a bus or an Uber or something like that. She would know how to get home alone, correct?
I'm not sure. I don't know if she would know how to get home. Maybe, I mean, I'm thinking if someone got in the car with her and if she pointed the way, what roads, she probably could figure out how to get. But like, does she know her full address? I don't think she does.
Which would give me it just puts in my brain that she always comes home with someone.
She always comes home
So
with me.
there's no need for her to really learn. Okay. And you said no time.
Road Rash, my son came in here 15 minutes ago and told me something. The only thing I could tell you is that he wasn't wearing a shirt. Don't know what shorts he was wearing. If he had socks on, I have no idea. And I literally looked at him 15 minutes ago.
I think that was everything. All right. The first question is if I can get your first and last name and spell them both out for me.
Stephen Stearns, STEPHAN STERNS.
All right, so Stephen, you seem very emotional right now. Explain to us.
I dropped her off. Everything looked fine when I drove away. It's the last time we saw her.
What were the conversations that y'all had in the car when you dropped her off?
Not much. She was asleep for most of the way. Told her have a good day at school when she got out, and I love her. She said, thanks, love you too. That was it.
And so where do you think she could possibly be? I mean, it's...
Yeah, but did she really not know her address, or are they just saying she didn't know her address as another lie? I don't understand how they know that she can confirm that she didn't know her address.
This isn't, as I was told, this isn't normal behavior.
This is not normal behavior. She's not the type that would just run off. We don't know where she could be, and we're scared.
As a police officer, the fact that he's more emotional than she is says a lot to me.
We just want her home.
Are you, in a sense, blaming yourself?
It's hard not to.
Why?
I dropped her off early. I could have waited longer. She looked okay. She was walking towards the school when I saw her. It was like any other day, so I went on with my day. It's hard not to blame myself.
What has the conversation been with Jen since?
She's been a lot stronger than me. She's been holding it together really.
I'm a police officer. No, I meant if I was a cop. As a police officer, that's what I mean. I'm going to wonder why he is more emotional than she is. That's what I meant.
Well, but it just keeps coming in waves. Just the reality keeps hitting. We don't know where she is. We don't know if she's safe. We're just scared. We just want her home.
Have you, literally put boots on the ground, went out?
Yeah, I even went out with the cops where I had dropped her off. And we looked all up and down the road, all along communities, and there was nothing helpful. None of the cameras were pointing the street. Nothing, which in 2024 was surprising. the church across the street had some cameras, and they mentioned seeing her waiting around in the parking lot for a while before moving on, and that was it. But it was grainy. It was grainy footage, and not much else.
Does it seem like she walked west, east?
They said in the direction of the school. I'm not sure what that is.
What was the language? Not language verbally, language, body language.
Okay, just to clarify, who said that she didn't know her address? Where did that come from? Because you guys keep saying it, but I keep asking where that came from. So if someone could tell me where that information came from. Her mom said she didn't know her address. So again, I say I call bullshit on that. There's no way for her to disprove that, but I don't believe that. I don't believe that she didn't know her address. So I understand that her mom would say that, but I just don't buy it. Yeah, see, I don't believe it.
When you dropped her off, did she seem happy? Was
Happy.
she like, I'm going to meet
She
my
was
friends?
happy. She got a happy weekend. She just turned 13. She had a 13th birthday party.
Like, the mom is shady. I don't believe what the mom is saying. Therefore, I don't believe that she couldn't find her address. I do believe the mom said that because this way they wouldn't be looking in the backyard. They would be looking far away. Because if they deterred their attention away from the area that she was found in, if they deter the obvious, which would be, look in the backyard, then she would say, oh, she doesn't know her address. She was probably kidnapped. Look far away. Look far away. See, this is where it gets sketchy because you can't believe some of what the mom says and not the other half. And I don't believe that the mom was telling the truth about anything. And I certainly don't believe she's telling the truth about the address.
She was happy that we were all together here, and she was just very happy. She was a happy kid. She's very sweet. She's a very sweet girl. She brings a lot of joy to us, and we just not knowing.
So the unknown is killing you.
Yeah, it's like our whole world is upside down. Not feeling her presence here is. Sorry. It's hard.
I know you're fine. No need to apologize. What do you want our viewers to know when they see this?
She's a sweetheart. She's a very sweet, kind girl. Just please be nice to her. Bring her home if you find her. Tell her that we love her. Wherever she is, I hope she's okay.
I mean, if someone were to come in contact with her and you gave me her diagnoses, would it be easy to approach her without any like agitation or anything?
Yeah. She's a good kid. She's a good kid.
If you can sum up in one complete sentence, waking up, getting ready to
100% biscuits. I said that earlier, that the mom was looking to deter the cops from looking in their own backyard.
drop her off at school, dropping her off at school, to now speaking to me after talking to the police about her being missing for over 24 hours right now. In what complete sentence would that be?
A living nightmare. It's a living nightmare.
Now, you guys also have to remember, the mom is saying that she was so happy that day. Prove it. Who's going to be able to prove she was happy? Maybe she was fucking miserable. Maybe this sick son of a bitch molested her the morning of her birthday. Maybe she was crying all day and she said she was going to tell. We have no idea the real story. These two are not going to say anything. They're both fucking pieces of shit. What's the matter, Book?
They started off like any other. I just want to wake up. You just get hit with waves of the reality, just it's setting in. As soon as it got dark last night, we started falling apart. We knew it wasn't going to come to an end. And now we're going on 24 hours and still nothing. It's conflicting reports here and there. People say they see this or that. None of it's conclusive and none of it's helpful. We just want a baby girl back.
Tom, any questions?
No, I'm good.
Thank you.
Jen, go ahead and tell us.
How long were they even together? From what I understand, they weren't even together that long. Where he's all, oh, I just want our daughter back, blah, blah, blah. Last I checked, you guys weren't even together that long. It was quite a few years. Maybe I'm confusing it with something else. 7 years? All right, then I'm confusing it with another story I heard. Right? So 7 years. But we don't know if he was molesting her continually. And I got to be honest with you. All these friends that call in, I don't necessarily believe them either. I've heard the stories. I've heard this one called in here. This one. We know what happens with people that call in. We know that 99.9% of them have turned out to be bullshit. So I'm not saying that these people that have called in are all bullshit, but every single one has been to date. So unless there's definitive proof that they really are his friends that just so happen to find YouTube channels, let me know, because I don't believe any of them. I legit have called every single one of them as being a scammer, and I haven't been wrong yet. There are pictures. Okay, that's one. I don't know who chases, though. I don't watch J for J. Hold on. I got to let Book out. Hold on. Come on. Okay. So he has friends. He has friends. He has pictures of them when they were little, but not as an adult. I don't know. I haven't listened to any of them. Well, people also confirmed Kim and all these other people that I called bullshit on. So there's that. Exactly, Crystal. That's what I'm saying. Grace said the Idaho mom was legit too. And I called that one out. So I don't necessarily believe that. But in all fairness, I haven't listened to it. So I'm not going to totally call something out without listening to it. And I don't know when the guy was friends with him. Years ago, meaning what? Like when they were kids? Because that means nothing. I mean, people could contact my elementary school friends. Just because they knew me doesn't mean they know me as an adult. Like, did the friends give any information before he was arrested? Some from childhood, yeah, they knew nothing. No, like 17, 18 years old until like 26. And how old are they now? 40s? 30s? Some reason, yeah, the ones from childhood I can't give any credibility to. 37. Well, yeah, that's not so bad. Lived with him, was best friends with him when he was around 17 to 25. Hmm. Did he know he was a predator? He hasn't spoken to him in over a decade. Okay. That's why, to me, they don't really mean much. Unless they knew that he was a predator, different story. But that's my own personal thing. He claims a friend was paid off by the mom to keep silent about files found on a computer, but he can't prove it. And I'm sorry, I don't believe it. How much money do they possibly have? Come on now. Like these two look like they're paying off people. Shit like that is what I don't buy. Called him out for not reporting it back then. He has backpedaled. I just don't believe it. He was shocked, he said he was off party like all of them, plus lived in same bedroom 5 years. I don't know. Steven comes from money. If Steven comes from money, then he wouldn't need. I don't know. Call me skeptic. I'm just not buying it. I believe that, obviously as proof that he lived with him or whatever. But I don't know. I haven't heard it yet. But I don't know. So, let's say everything is true. All right. Let's just say everything is true. So I'm supposed to believe someone that lets child pornography be okay because someone paid you off. That's not someone that's credible to me. That's not someone that I would ever listen to. If money is more important than, reporting child porn, sorry, you're not credible in my eyes. I'm not going to call anyone out because I haven't heard it yet. Uh-huh. But to me, there is no mistake in that. You're just not credible. It has nothing to do with who interviewed him. You're just not credible. I don't care if you're friends with someone. That means nothing. So you're proud to be friends with a sexual predator? Okay. Hey, if that's your thing. Okay, so it wasn't him. The friend was speculating based on a video found of another friend's girlfriend. Okay. One caller kind of said it wasn't. I've heard that before with other cases. My friend saw this friend and that friend and this friend. But yeah, that has nothing to do with Gray. I heard Gray's side of it. Ah. Oh, hold on.
In last night's show on March 1st, 2024, we had a call-in show regards which involves Stefan Michael Stearns, who is the boyfriend of Madeline's mother. Now, during the show, we had live call-ins, and one of Stefan's ex-roommates and ex-friends called and described Stefan in some interesting details and different events that happened when he knew him. All right, so if you guys could hit that like button, I would really put your comment in the comment section. And if you like my content, consider subscribing to my channel. And if you do so, videos. And without further ado, as my mom would say, here is that call.
Yeah, I was that kid's best friend for like a decade. Yeah, so we had a falling out like 12 years ago, but he still floats in the same circles because he.
For the record, no, I don't believe that's Maddie. Why? Because she's much thinner than Maddie was. From all the pictures we've seen of Maddie, she was heavy set. This person is not heavy set, and her hair is not long. So no, I don't believe this is Maddie.
He moved up and down the state, apparently, like doing real estate with his mom and dad. But he started working for Disney, and I know he's still working there in like September, but I don't think he's working there anymore because Disney made a statement or something about it. He was actually in the T-Rex area at Epcot, I think. I think that's where he worked. I don't know if like he's not working. I mean, he could have quit after September, but I know in September he's still working there because he had pictures on his Instagram. Because people always send me crap about him because we were best friends for so long, and then we had a falling out because he drew a gun on me over a disagreement. So I just cut ties with him completely. But some of the stuff that kid did growing up was so crazy. So a year after we stopped being friends, one of our mutual friends was going through hard times and needed a cheap place to live. So he moved in with him. And this kid's like an IT wizard. So essentially what happened is.
No, me and Gray are cool. I got cancer. He won't bother me.
The year after that, they had a falling out. And I convinced my buddy to tell me what happened. And apparently what had happened was he had been cleaning up the network and found a shared folder between their computers where Stefan had been secretly hiding.
Honestly, for reference, Gray doesn't care if you're cool with him and you use his stuff. What he doesn't like, as with any creator, like don't use his stuff and bash him in the process. That shit ain't cool. And I agree with him on that. You know, if you want to use his material under fair use, ask him. Or I mean, I'm cool with Gray. I always play his stuff when needed, and he doesn't care because I don't bash him. You got to stroke Gray's ego.
A camera in his room and recording his girlfriend coming in and out of the shower.
Oh, jeez.
And from what I understand, there was kid stuff on there as well. And like I said, my buddy was going through a really hard time, like literally broke. And from what I understand, Stefan's mom paid off my buddy to not talk about it.
And so he was cleaning up the network and found images that this Stefan guy's kind of a moron, isn't he? I mean, he does.
It's something like all of us are friends. So like a lot of us old friends from high school, they've all been blowing me up for like the last 2 days about all this. And that's kind of the agreement we've all come to too. We're like, wow, he was actually really, really dumb. Like all of this is so stupid. Like it's kind of crazy because he was kind of a smart kid, but he had social issues a little bit. But I mean, he partied. I threw parties all the time, and he always came out and partied. I mean, me and him were basically attached at the hip. We lived together. We lived in the same room for like 5 years. That's why all this is so crazy to see all this going down, and just like the amount of people that are flooding me constantly about it. But his mom his dad is pretty normal. It always seemed like his dad didn't like the rest of the family. And his brother seemed to distance himself from I knew this kid. We were attached at the hip for a better part of a decade, and I never once saw his brother. I moved here from Japan when I was like 17. So probably until I was 27. We lived together for probably 6-7 of those years.
Wow. So, like, what can you tell? Like, remembering back, what do you know about him? I mean, just how was he like when you go to bars and the girls and whatever,
Yeah, all that was like, I mean, there's one time recently, and that's because she actually messaged me today. She's married with kids now and everything like that, but there was one girl who messaged me, and we didn't let him bring her to parties. I mean, he had to be 20, probably 20 at the time, and he was dating a girl who was 17. And we were like, no, sorry, she's not allowed. So none of us really interacted with her. So I don't really know too much about that, but we do know he was dating a young girl.
And what did she look
and
like?
None of us.
Was she really?
She was
young?
Asian.
Oh, she was Asian and really small then?
Yeah, she was tiny and Asian, yeah.
Okay.
She was literally tiny and Asian. I mean, 4'11" maybe.
Well, my wife's only she's a really small. She's only like 4'5".
Yeah.
Or
and this girl was
or
too. She was super tiny. And I mean, so we thought that was a little weird, but this girl had messaged me earlier today, and she made a comment about that same thing that I'm saying now. And we were all told she was 17. She told me today on Instagram that she was 14 at the time. So that dramatically changes all of that.
Oh, wow. So the same girl that he told you was 17 was only 14?
Yeah, because she mentioned that today in the Instagram.
Okay, I believe that that he knew she was 14.
Wow, that's insane. So what was this part about a gun up above? I think I missed that. I was trying to.
Oh, yeah. So we were living together. I don't know, probably a couple years into. I mean, this was at the end of our relationship. So we had a disagreement because there was a lot of issues wrong with the house. We were renting through his dad. And I didn't want to pay rent because like a whole bunch of these issues, AC, garage, all these things hadn't been fixed. And my car was pinned in the garage. And this went on for like months. So finally I refused to pay rent. I was like, look, you got to fix these issues. I'm like, this can't go on any longer. I'm not paying rent until you fix these issues. And his son flipped out on me because I guess his dad was giving him a hard time trying to get Stefan to give the money to pay the rent. And I was just like, no, not until you fix these problems. And Stefan flipped out the house, threw a temper tantrum. And I mean a legit like 3-year-old temper tantrum, laying on the ground, a grown man pounding and kicking his feet into the ground and screaming and yelling. And he does all this, proceeds to run into the room, grab his gun, and draw a gun on me.
Wow.
We get into a scuffle after that. I leave. I never come back. My dad gives me money because I'm broke. I'm broke 20-year-old at the time, like bouncing between kids.
Okay.
We just float in the same circle. So like every time he hangs out with someone I know or messages someone I know, I get all these messages on. He's a rare breed. He loves IT networking. Like he's not good at IT networking. He loves IT networking. Like he loves going through networks and cleaning things and making things move faster and 3D printing. He's just one of those guys. Mm-hmm. And so he was still going through school and everything. So he was playing around on the network at the house and going through it. And that's where he found a shared folder between Stefan's computer and his computer on the network. And he thought that was just weird that there was even a folder there in the middle of the network, like it's portioned off.
Wow.
Yeah, because he also lived in the house. I don't know if I stated that earlier, but even when I lived there, like we lived together because his dad owned the place. So it was like super cheap rent. And when he first moved here by his own mom, and that was him stabbing a dude when he was like 14 years old. So I doubt anyone even knows. This happened in California before his family even moved over. Like fly off the handle really easily. Like he would just get super angry really quick. And I only saw a couple flashes of that around really. Dad would pop in like on weekends here and there, and he slept in a separate bedroom. And then he would go back to doing real estate stuff and disappear for weeks on it down south. Girlfriends was, and he was a part of that because he was like my friend. And so we got into a lot of fights with other kids and stuff like that. And that was just something he always did when he had this weird thing about like portraying being the most alpha guy in the room. A lot. What do they say? All bark, no bite. That was kind of him. And he used to do that all the time. He used to drive us nuts because it pissed everyone off, where he would sit there and just start cracking his knuckles non-stop. And it would be so aggravating. And that was one of the things we were talking about on Instagram today, because we used to go in and go into the codes and change all of our settings and do all that kind of. We're like, we were really big.
Did you play Doom though? Hey, I played the original Doom with the.
I played Doom on
phone.
a floppy disk. All his ex-girlfriends have messaged me the last day or two, and that's like a common reoccurring word used to describe him as creepy. So it's just like, I don't necessarily know exactly the details of what they saw or what kind of things who knows.
Did you see that interview with the mother, and he's in the background there, and then he sort of gets up and walks away at one point?
Yeah, so I don't think it's on camera, but how that started was kind of wild too. The way he grabs the chair and just walks up and slams it down on the floor, and it just kind of plops his feet down one at a time, stomping them into the ground. I was like, that's weird.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Like,
yeah,
exactly.
So emotionally
kind of,
effective.
Yeah. And I'm just like, that's a lot. I haven't talked to these people in like 15 years. Half these people are messaging me.
It's like a reunion, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So it's kind
of there.
I would assume because so when people told me that he had got a job at Disney, I thought that was really weird. To be honest with you, I just thought that was weird in general because like his dad does real estate and he's worked for his dad forever. Like that's just what he does because he can't do anything else because he's terrible. He wakes up when he feels like it, does whatever work he wants to do. He's just one of those lazy kind of people when it comes to that. Just does whatever he wants.
You're talking about
floats by
Stefan,
life.
but you're talking about him.
And daddy and mommy always bailed him out of every issue he ever had. So they moved to the other side of the state to get away from his charges that he had when he was a kid from stabbing that guy. So they moved literally all the way across. Like when someone used to go down with the cops and rat one or the other person out, and that kid just won't rat someone out. He's that kid.
Well, what's weird about it is the mom. That
10 to 12.
Can you think of anything else, just offhand? Anything that people have been saying in your Instagram that you?
Here's the thing. 20 minutes into the interview, I've learned absolutely nothing. That's why these call-in people are pointless. I've literally learned absolutely nothing about who he was.
Remember them talking about or?
Not really, other than like he always went for the youngest girl at the party. Which is kind of crazy. I can't really confirm that honestly because I was young and I wasn't really paying attention to those things, so I don't even know. But
other people notice.
I believe that. Yeah, other people say it. That's a running theme in the chat that we have. So, but other than that, all of us ended up normal. We're just kind of like, but he was the one kid. So all of us, a few of us had different falling outs at different periods in time. A lot of us.
Like, you want to know who'd be a great call-in? Mom's boss, mom's coworker, somebody that knew them now. Somebody that could say, like, mom came into work that day acting this way. Mom came into work this day acting that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to hear now, not 15 years ago. Oh, I agree with you on that, T-Mac.
Stopped hanging out with each other. I went my own way with esports and other things like that. And then they went their way.
The fact that he got a job at Disney, it says a lot too about being a predator.
Ways with kids and wives and all sorts of stuff like that. And Stefan was the only one who was never in any of our chats, any of our Facebook conversations. Like we had a big group of friends and we all still talk almost on a daily basis, at least with a message or two, nothing big or anything, but we just chat back and forth on Facebook and stuff. And he's the one guy who's never been in any of those with anyone. Cause it's like when I stopped being friends with him, everyone stopped being friends with him. And not because it's almost like the only reason he was ever around was because me and him were so close that he was always with me. So other than that, that's pretty much it. That's a lot. The kid was kind of a whack job growing up.
Did you ever go?
But now in defense of Gray, I totally see what Gray was doing. Gray was just trying to have this guy keep talking and, directed him here and there. But I don't see why anybody bashed Gray for this, honestly. I think Gray did a great job.
On like just you and him go do stuff together?
Oh yeah, we did stuff all. I mean, we would shoot. I got pictures on my Facebook of me and him shooting bows and arrows and everything. We partied all the time, and we smoked a lot of weed. Like we did all sorts of stuff. We went hiking. Like we were basically like brothers. We lived together. I mean, we drove the same car. We lived together. We worked both under his dad for like a year or two together. Like we did all sorts of stuff together. I mean, I helped them raise their newest line of poodles and all that. I lived with him in 1, 2, 3, 4 different homes over the years.
Did you ever but after the time where he pulled out the gun, you never lived with him again after that, or?
No, I never even talked to him after that. I deleted him from everything I owned at that point in time and never talked to that kid again. I was at the point in my life where I was kind of like, at that point, I was already done with the partying and stuff. I mean, I was like 24, 25 years old. I was kind of already done with the partying scene. Wasn't going downtown anymore. Wasn't getting into trouble anymore. I was kind of a troublemaker growing up. So I was kind of done getting in trouble and changed my life around. I was working 40, 50, 60 hours a week. And so when the gun was drawn on me, I've had guns drawn on me before. And that was kind of the time where I was like, you know what? I feel like this is always my fault for being in the wrong situation. And that's why I moved out. I was like, yeah, I just don't need to be around this.
Probably
and for the last 12 years or so, it's been pretty accurate. No guns.
Well, there you go. Probably a smart move. Probably a smart move.
It's just like, you know, and it's one of those moments where I could definitely tell you it's been long enough now that I can be like, I should have listened to my mom. She didn't like him. She never liked him. And like,
yeah, mom.
I should have just listened to my mom.
They have that instinct somehow.
Yeah, it's one of those weird moments where I've heard that line so many times in my life.
Although it sounds like his mom wouldn't have had that instinct.
No, his mom was she was like, it's so hard to describe her because of how vile of a woman that lady is. And this is coming from, I have a person in my family who's extremely racist that I dislike very much so. And even that lady is nowhere near the levels of depravity his mom is. Like, she's just a cruel, evil, mean person. And I've just never seen someone who's inherently like that. Like, that's crazy to me. I've seen people who have beliefs and do bad things because of those beliefs, but I've never seen someone who's just like, oh, you're literally just evil. You're just a bad person. And that's her. It's just weird. She's mean to be mean.
Yeah. Not very, probably maybe had something to do with I don't know if she created him or his behavior made other people act a certain way. I mean, the dad seemed like
which is highly possible because I was like that growing up. I mean, like, I was a kid that definitely had to be slapped around. You couldn't tell me not to do something because I did it anyway. So, you know, I took a little bit of an aggressive stance from my father, but, you know, where I'm at in my life at this point, I kind of understood that I was one of those kids who kind of needed a firm hand every now and then because I just didn't learn otherwise.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't know why anybody bashed Gray for that. That he did fine. I mean, it was a call-in. I thought he did a good job. I didn't either. Has anyone looked into his parents? All right. So according to documents, he was abusing Madeline for the last 2 years. Uh, so here's my only thing about why I think they are not charging him yet with murder. This is just an opinion, but I do think they're waiting to either charge them together or get definitive proof that she's not involved. So in my opinion, they're either looking for proof that she was involved or that she wasn't involved. And then once they know either way, then they'll go ahead and charge it. Let's see. Hey, Yarn. They're also waiting on an autopsy. No, but either way, I think they really are waiting to see to either clear her or arrest her. And they don't want to only hit one and not the other. I just happened to catch a title. Yeah, they don't want to charge and be wrong. That's what I'm saying. They're waiting for one or the other. But here's the other thing. He didn't wipe his phone until like there were arrests going on, which tells me that the mother knew what was going on. You live with someone for 7 years. You've never checked their phone. You've never looked at their phone. You've never looked at pictures on their phone. I don't believe that. In the last 2 years, how have you never looked at your husband's phone? Or, your boyfriend's phone? Why wouldn't you occasionally look at his phone? So that right there leads me to believe. Yeah, but I'm saying all the pictures were from the last 2 years. They got the metadata, but the pictures were still on there for the last dating back to 2022. So they have pictures of him and her dating back to 2022. So that's why I absolutely believe she knew what was going on. Been married 20 years, never looked at hubby's phone. Okay. You've never looked at his pictures or anything? What an idiot. If you were doing that, why would a person get rid of the phone or have a burner? I agree with you. But they did. They got all the metadata. That's how they were able to prove it was him and her. Madeline Soto. Oh. What's this? What's the one? Hold on. I saw that one already. You've never checked your husband's phone? Me too, T-Mac. Yeah, but there's privacy, and then I don't know. Like, I don't even see there's anything wrong with looking at someone's pictures. See, what I'm looking for is his family. I don't know, looking through photos. You know, hey, let me check your phone. I don't know, something. Guy I've known for years. Figuring by first chance I get, I'm looking what to do. They have to hide. Exactly. Now I dated a guy and he hid stuff and deleted archives. You never looked at his phone. I don't know. You never said, hey, give me your phone. I want to look at your picture. I don't know. Maybe I've been burned, but I really don't see anything wrong with that. You know, you might want to say, hey, let me look at your pictures. I don't know. I just don't see anything wrong with it. So at the end, I think mom is sketchy. I think mom knew that she was being abused. And I believe that he's, you know, if he's abusing her, it's very possible that he abused the mom. However, I do believe mom is guilty. There's no way that I would cover for a guy over my daughter. Exactly, T-Mac. If I got to do that, I'm with the wrong guy. No. I don't know. I don't even look at my kids' phones, so maybe I'm right. I mean, maybe I'm saying it just to say it, but I really don't even look at my kids' phones. But a husband, I might. Give me a phone, bitch. I want to see what's in there. I think you need time to do it. Yeah. But mommy and daddy might get him out of it. I do. I don't look at my kids' phones. They laugh at me when I'm like, what's your password? They're like, why? Because I want to know your password. Why do you need to know my password? Just give me your damn password. What are car engines? How exciting. I was thinking, he taped my phone calls when he wasn't home. He was insane. That affected me to this day. To have someone violate privacy is horrible. I'll agree. When Brad was cheating, he used to sleep with his phone under the pillow. I used to laugh at him. Like, you're not too obvious. Like, before he was cheating, he would leave his phone anywhere. I knew the password. Once he started cheating, all of a sudden he falls asleep with it in his hand under his pillow. Bitch, get the fuck out of here. Like, could you be any more obvious? So, but that's what I have for you guys right now. I wanted to get into Vinnie Politano, but we'll get into that tomorrow. Because I'm tired. I've been on for hours. Under 60. I've never checked them. I really don't. I trust them. I honestly do trust them. So I just don't feel like I need to worry about their phones. But I will see you beautiful people tomorrow. And we will definitely get into part 2 tomorrow. Because Vinnie Politano has his own channel now. He's not as good as he is scripted. I'll tell you that much. But I wonder if Court TV is going to strike him. That's my big question. Is Court TV going to strike Vinny on his own channel? But he's definitely different, not scripted. Nice to meet you too, T-Mac. So there's a lot of stuff in his live that I do want to go through. I just can't do it now because I'm tired and it'll take a while. So, but we will definitely hit it tomorrow. I know Great Tonight is also doing a live about the mom. So if you want, go check it out. But I am hitting the sack because I'm tired. And I had to get up early today. And tomorrow, Phoenix getting his hair bleached. It never ends. There's always something to do. I'm telling you. So, all right, loves. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys for super chats, PayPals, Cash Apps. And I will see you all tomorrow. Check out Wendy. Here we go. Uh-oh, Denise. Who's in trouble? Has Deets been live like 12 hours again? Oh. Hold on. Huh. Okay, so there's a creator who just popped up. The Dynamic Reason channel posted 7 hours ago. Says Jen knew the whole time. I don't know if it's true or not. We can definitely explore it tomorrow. Never even heard of the channel before. He's got 51,000 subs. Anyone know of him? Sure. Oh. Is this really a new true crime channel? I think it is, guys. He's not new, though. He's got almost 2,000 videos. Yeah, it's a true crime channel. Here we go. I'll give you guys a link. If his videos aren't good, I have no idea. I've never seen him before. But he popped up in recommendations. He's got about 50,000 subs. And that's his channel. I was heading to Wendy V's and I got sidetracked. All right. Okay, so 48 minutes ago, Wendy V posted, Queen B, please ask Jules about her history with MM, not just Laura, LMAO. She's looking quite the fool up there right now, and I love it. So I guess Queen Bee's doing a whole live about me. I don't know why, other than she's trying to detract because I tell the truth and she can't handle it. So I guess she's doing a whole Bash Laura fest. Okay, whatever floats your boat. So I guess Pull Up Jules went up on panel And this was a video Jules had made. That's MM in there. And she says, this is Daffy Duck stalking. This came out of the quote unquote vault, the vault that doesn't exist. And on November 10th of 2020, Pull Up Jules wrote to MM, pull up, you know my cell, pulled your card again. Does Chris know your channel is used to dox and stalk? Why can't the two of you knock your BS off already? Have you no shame? Quit stalking people's lives, clocking their every move on YouTube. All bothered and concerned with people who want nada to do with you. Creepy creepertons. I've never lived in Queens. You're a jealous doxer creep, and you do not know anyone that knows me or my husband, and if you did, you would get their ass beat talking about my hubby. You hate and creep. Come see for yourself already, so I can punch you in the throat, and they will be calling you head and shoulders. There's your threat, bitch. Now come make it your reality. Get up out of my life. It will only hurt your feelings more. That's Jules speaking about MM. I've never threatened someone like that. Nope, sure haven't. Yeah, Daffy Duck is MM. I've never done anything like that. Nope, sure haven't. But these people do it all the time, but they want to deflect. Yeah, I can't believe QB's doing a whole fucking live about me. Like, obsessed much? Damn. That's weird. Why are you doing a live about me? It's fucking creepy. Deflection. Is someone trying to pull up Jules up there? Thank you, NDV, because I agree. Pull up Jules on any panel is a fucking joke and a half, but okay. Enjoy. Yeah, she does sound like Daffy Duck. But creepy, why you got people coming on panel about me? That's kind of weird. Just saying. And you're learning my history from Pull Up Jules? Okay. Keep embarrassing yourself, but like seriously though, she's the first one. This is kind of funny though. She's the first one to bitch. Oh, you had this one on panel about me. You had this one on panel about me. You had that one on panel about me. That's what she fucking bitches about all the time. I wasn't even talking about her tonight. Like, this wasn't even about her. What a fucking loser. Queen Bee, you're an obsessed weak bee. I agree, Yarn. Let them carry on. I just think it's kind of funny, really. I mean, I honestly do. It's like so fucking predictable that it's comical. It is predictable. That she doesn't want anyone to know that I'm telling the truth. So we're going to have hours long with people who claim they know Laura. I've never even had a fucking conversation with Pull Up Jules. Ever. Never liked her. Never cared for her and told her that straight up. But carry on, Jules. You're not allowed to have an opinion. No, because my opinions are facts. Plain and simple. But it's fucking creepy, though. Why you got a panel of it? Why are you doing a whole live about me? Yeah, I was live twice today. One was about burnt toast and her hypocrisy. Her hypocrisy. Yeah, it's because you called out BT putting the hive in a triggered stream. Yep. But that's what I'm saying. I didn't fucking talk about QB. I don't give a fuck about QB. I made a point not to talk about these assholes. But she can't do the same. Sorry, I think it's pretty funny. Lights were on pan. Oh, 100% Amanda. I fucking hated Jules. Always did. And I was so thankful when we all had the fallout. I was so thankful. I was like, yes, I don't have to deal with this fucking bitch anymore. I was like, woohoo. Oh, we were. Me and MM were like, fucking hate this bitch. Why is she so dumb? Get her off panel. She's too stupid. And I remember it was the first thing when we had the fallout. I called MM. I'm like, thank God. Thank God we don't have to fucking deal with her anymore. She's like, I know, right? But all QB's people will watch my live after. It is what it is. It's just funny, though. It just goes to show how guilty they are. And it just goes to show how right I am. Because if I wasn't right, they wouldn't need to deflect from it. So tells me everything I said was correct. So thanks. Thanks for proving I was right. No, MM never liked Jules. She fucking hated Jules. She still doesn't like Jules. But Jules talks about me, so she's okay. But I heard she hasn't spoke about me in like 2 days. I was like, woohoo, we're finally getting somewhere. Maybe she's finally bored. Baked beans? Blech. You be farting tonight, sweet one. So let me just tell you guys, I love my new wax melter, but it burns slow. And you have to do like tons at a time. Tons. But it's good. It works out. But I happen to really like it. And my paint cans, I like too. The volcano scent, I love. That's the only new one I've made so far. Ice staking? What's that? Oh, skating? I haven't gone ice skating in like 20 years. I fall on my fat ass. I'll be like, kaplunk. Probably knock my teeth out. She's scared you'll take her repulsive hate channel down. Huh? Oh, MM is? That's what she said? Whatever gets her to shut up. She finally shuts the fuck up, I'll be happy. But you know that for a fact, Denise? Oh. I'm not talking about her. Well, good. Oh, she stopped talking about me too? Woohoo. Sweet. No, she has yarn. People told me the last 2 days. She hasn't said a word. I said it's about time. Maybe we're getting somewhere. Maybe there is a God. I mean, it's absolutely fucking ridiculous. If you don't like someone, don't watch them all the time. Well, yarn, she's got to look stupid. I haven't spoken about her at all. I know, right? I just jinxed it. No, it's just weird just talking about other people. That's okay, as long as she ain't talking about me. I don't care who else to talk about, as long as it's not about me. I can only worry about me and my peeps. You know? Shit's run its course. They're so much worse than me. So much worse. And I'm tired of getting a bad rap for shit I've never even done. Like Jules talking to MM in the post I read. That's 10 times worse than anything I've ever wrote. But that just seems to get forgotten about. And I've said it. I just want to be left the fuck alone. I don't talk about you. Don't talk about me. JP had to bring up something said in your chat today, then it was on. What the fuck does that have to do with me? She got a who did? Scylla's entire life that I know of. About insurance? What about insurance? What about it? What about Sage? I don't know why Sage did that on a live. I really have no fucking clue. Yeah, Sage came in because my phone was charging, and Sage came in and she was like, Mom, Medicaid's no good anymore. Why are you doing this on a live? Say, well, you didn't answer your phone. Because she had a doctor's appointment. Medicaid expired. We know this. So, which reminds me, I got to find out about adding them. But they have insurance through their dad. And then she couldn't get the card, the number. But I don't know why she came in talking about it on a live. But once she went with it, I wasn't going to stop. But why is JP even discussing it? Okay, so my daughter came in on a live. What does that matter? You know what I'm saying? Like, who cares? Why is it their business? JP watches every fucking live I do. Spitfire, I agree. But I literally, like, I said to her, why would you come in alive and say it? I agree. There's no reason for these people to talk about it. I totally agree. Like, why does that go to other channels? Like, who cares? Why are we talking about just gays? She doesn't realize how horrible these adults are. I agree, Amanda. But I'm just saying, people, it's still my daughter. Why are they bringing it to other channels? That's creepy to me. Who cares what my daughter says? She's still my daughter. It doesn't mean you bring it to another channel. That's fucking weird. That's another thing. You never see me do that. I hear other people's kids. You don't see me fucking, oh, did you hear so-and-so said this about that? That's fucking creepy. That's like low life shit. Not if they're mine, Spitfire. Like, that's what I'm saying, though. It's fucking weird. Like, why you care what my daughter says? How does that affect your life? Why you bringing that to another channel? It just goes to show how pathetic they are. Okay, so my daughter's Medicaid expired. And? I agree. But when I canceled mine, I didn't realize I was canceling theirs. I thought they still had it. But, like, is that a secret? Is this like a big deal? I don't get it. Why was this brought to another channel? I mean, they're that desperate? It's fucking weird. Like, should I be embarrassed of it? Like, it's stupid. I don't get it. But whatever. Do what you gotta do. I agree, Amber. Real estate agents shouldn't be talking about people's kids. It's weird. I don't believe she's a real estate agent. That's what I'm saying, Denise. Why are they bringing it to another channel? That's fucking creepy. Other people's kids say stuff on a live. They don't fucking, you don't see me bringing it to another channel or anywhere. It's fucking weird. Like, why is a grown woman talking about my child? It's fucking strange, but whatever. I guess they think they got gossip. I don't know. I don't get it. I really don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't say a word. But I guess when you're that relevant, people got to talk. I don't know. So, but I'm going to get off though, because I got to go to bed. I will see you beautiful people tomorrow. And I hope you guys have a wonderful night. I agree. Maybe if they paid less attention to what Sage types and more attention to what BT says, they might be better off. They're all a bunch of hypocrites. So, all right. I'll see you beautiful people later. Have a wonderful night. Peace.